Hey gorgeous soul. So I wanted to share something with you today, and that is a reading of my blog post. This is something I normally share with my members, the Mystic Elves membership. However, this one today, I felt and I was guided that this would be an important message to share with a wider audience. So I wanted to share it with you as, well, the nature of what it is that I'm going to be reading. You'll understand why it's important for me to share this through the instrument of my voice rather than just through written word, as it is on my blog. I just type it straight onto my website. And I will link the link to the blog post for anyone who wants to check it out and look at all of the other blog posts. I try to update it weekly, sometimes twice weekly. Yeah, and there's a power and a potency of sharing this as a story through spoken word, especially because of the nature of this. You'll understand soon. So I wrote this blog post yesterday. Today is Monday. Yesterday was Sunday. I woke up in the morning after having spent a day at the beautiful Wilderness Festival, which is just like this festival of arts, of literature, of well-being, of music, like totally up my street. And there were a few really magical experiences, and I actually shared them with my mum as well. We went to the festival together, so it was super healing and nourishing. And I woke up yesterday morning and I just was like, I need to write about this. I need to write. I need to celebrate and encapsulate this experience. And then as a kind of a confirmation to share this and a confirmation of this energy, a dear friend of mine sent me a voice note today, and he literally was celebrating and expressing everything that I am in this blog post as well. So I was like, okay, there's that alignment to share this with you. And I am going to be sharing like that. This is going to be a little bit of a vulnerable share. I haven't really felt the need to share my story that much recently, but it's so important. When I'm going to be celebrating with you a significant point in my healing journey right now. So in order for me to share that, I need to backtrack a bit and explain to you the journey of where I've come from to get me here now. So there are going to be some themes of drug use and depression, but nothing too heavy, but just as a trigger warning, those topics are going to be mentioned in this video. And yeah, so I'm really celebrating right now a huge breakthrough for me in my life of getting to a specific place in the healing of my throat chakra. And what do I mean by that? Well, freeing my voice in an authentic way so that I can express myself freely and really push through fears and barriers and blocks that have been there my whole life. So I'm celebrating that. This is a huge celebration. And why am I sharing this? What is my intention of sharing this with you? Well, number one, I want to encourage you to celebrate your wins in your healing journey, no matter how profound or small they are. I want you to celebrate you. We need to celebrate ourselves and uplift and celebrate one another. Also, I'm sharing this to really share the dedication and the devotion to self-development that it takes, or it can take, to really experience profound shift and changes in our lives. And my experience of how slow this journey can be, and also the beauty in the unfolding in that. So yeah, I think that's all of the introduction that I need here, and I just really hope that you enjoy listening to this. If you feel like it, you can close your eyes and just listen to it as though it were a short story, or feel free to watch and interact with me. And yeah, I would love to know your experiences in the comments, like your healing journey, any wins. Let me celebrate you. I'm not here just celebrating myself. I want to celebrate you. Little wins. What fears have you faced? How have you broken through in your life? Don't feel that anything is too small or silly or insignificant. Like, you are amazing. All right, so this blog post is called My Throat Chakra Healing Journey. In the past 2 weeks, I have recorded 2 live sound healing songs and performed one of my poems in front of a group of 40 plus people, live. For someone who has faced a lifelong fear of speaking publicly, how the fuck did I get here? You can't rush the healing journey. Nature isn't in a rush, so why am I? Well, the answer to this is simple. When I'm in a rush, I have temporarily tumbled out of alignment with nature. For my whole life, I can consciously remember living out this lie of having a deep-rooted fear of speaking and singing publicly. Now, if you have known me in the past year, you'd probably think I'm lying because of the way that I am now showing up online. But it has taken me 36 years to overcome, and it's something that I'm still very much working through to this day. The roots of this mask of fear stem from various points throughout childhood, when I was told that I should be something I'm not, that the authentic essence of who I am at my core is inherently wrong, because it does not fit the mould of societal acceptance. My savageness is too fierce, my expression too bold, my whimsy too weird, my voice not perfect enough, my art not professional enough. Layer by layer, these projections from various figures of authority around me began to build an impenetrable wall of protection around my throat chakra and inhibiting my true, authentic expression. In my early years of school, I enjoyed performing, but I never felt good enough. Never felt talented or gifted like some of the others. And by secondary school, I was a cowering mess. I was so terrified of having to speak in front of people that I would purposefully skip a class on presentation day. Art, English, and music were the subjects I loved and excelled at school. And yet my beautiful, strange, creative soul was pushed into academia. Eventually, it broke me. And now I don't want to seem like a victim here, but I didn't have the voice and the knowledge and the support at the time to speak for myself. So I shut down and I stopped creating. If someone asked me who my favourite band was, I couldn't even answer them out of the fear of saying something wrong or being ridiculed or judged. I started attaching an identity to being shy, and I allowed this story to play out for many years as I distracted myself from the pain and sorrow with drugs, alcohol, and raves, literally burying my head in the sand. Being myself scared me because I had become so distanced from the real me. True confidence shines from a place of self-knowing, self-worth, and self-assuredness. So where did I begin with my healing? My healing journey began with yoga and eventually transitioned into teaching yoga, which gave me a container to start creating classes and courses, and that felt so good. It also helped me to reconnect back to my body and to my emotions, from which I'd become so disembodied and so disconnected. And it also aligned me back on a path of purpose. I remember when I started teaching both one-to-one and group yoga classes 7 years ago, the full body dread that would consume me when teaching a new client or a group. I would be shaking, stumbling and bumbling over my words, feeling like I messed up every time. But I was passionate, so I kept going. This was my journey back into my body. 5 years of practicing yoga, followed by 7 years of teaching it. It took me 13 years to get to the place of calm, grounded embodiment that I find myself in now. And I feel that I am only just beginning to scratch the surface. Last year and the year before, something snapped inside me, and a voice from my depths screamed, "Enough!" I was sick of feeling small, like I was meant to be doing something bigger and more exciting, but feeling looped in this perpetual state of stuckness. So I went all in on my healing. Plant medicines, multiple witch wound healings, embodiment coaching, shadow work, inner child healing, ceremonies, rituals, you name it. I embraced it all, and it was a lot. And this calendar year that we find ourselves in, 2026, I've been working solely focusing on building the life that I choose, putting the healing to one side, working hard, taking action, taking my health seriously, moving things in my life forwards. And for the first time ever in my life, all of these decisions are choices that I have made for me, not to please or to suit those around me. Interestingly, this has been when the healing has really shone through. Not some big, powerful epiphany in a healing ceremony, but slowly trickling through the integration process. Both singing and writing and performing poetry no longer feel forced. They feel exciting and flowing. And I feel that this is the big sign of the healing. It unfolds when I, or we, you, are ready, when we're truly ready. Don't get me wrong, the fear is still there. There is such a long way to go when it comes to expressing my voice through word and song. But I feel thrilled at the point of this brand new and enchanting journey of opportunity that is now ahead of me. I've broken the ice and unlocked a sacred hidden part of me, and I will now nurture it with slow, tender love and devotion. Nature isn't in a rush, so why am I? Love and blessings, Chloe. I hope you enjoyed this blog reading with me. Let me know in the comments. It feels nice to just make these sort of bite-sized celebrations of my journey, and if you ever create something similar for yourself, please do share it with me. I would love to celebrate you and to hear your voice and your story and just celebrate how far you've come. So much love, beautiful soul, and I'll speak to you soon.